So right now, the data shows us that 80% of homeowners in America have over 20% equity in their property. That just simply means that their home is worth a whole lot more than what they owe the bank on the property currently. And one of the things that you can do with that equity is that you can utilize the equity in order to pay off your debt and really help reposition yourself financially. What I'd like to do in this video is show you a real live example. These were clients that I helped just a few months ago do what's called a cash out refinance. That just simply means that we take some of the equity, not all of the equity, but we take some of the equity out of the property in order to pay off all of your other consumer loans, all of your other consumer debts, and really help reposition you financially. Let me show you the numbers just to give you a quick example. All right, guys, so here we had the initial loan, and this was this scenario right here. So the house was worth about $215,000. Their current loan amount on that current loan was $136,000. The interest rate was 4.375, and this was their monthly payment. They had actually been in the home for about 8.5, almost 9 years, so they only had 21 years left to pay on this mortgage. I showed them two examples. I showed them the scenario of a 30-year cash out refinance and also a 20-year cash out refinance. Now, in both scenarios, we were looking at cashing out and having a lump sum paid to that client of $28,000 at the time of closing. They took this $28,000 and paid off all of their other consumer debt. All right, so let's look at the numbers. Again, that property value around 217. I increased the loan amount to 170. So we were at 136, now we're at 170. That's how we're getting this cash out. The interest rate now is definitely lower than what it was, even on a cash out. And we did a 30-year. That meant it was actually a $45 monthly savings on their monthly payment. However, we restarted the clock and we did a 30-year versus that 21-year left to pay. Now, my clients didn't love that scenario. They'd worked really hard and been in the home for a while, and they didn't want to lose ground in terms of how many more years they had to pay on the mortgage. So my clients actually opted for this scenario. They wanted that 20-year, knowing that we actually shaved off a year, year and a half off of their current mortgage, while at the same time lowered the interest rate. And look at this, guys, we only increased the payment by $166. Now, here's what's so great about this. Their consumer debt that they use this $28,000 to pay off, that monthly payment on that debt was way more than $166. So what they did was they not only established the freedom of paying off all of that debt, they actually lowered their monthly cash flow significantly. So guys, this is just one example of how you can reposition yourself financially by utilizing the equity that you have built up in your home. Now, every situation is different, so I always recommend that you look at your specific situation, look at a few different scenarios, and decide what's really best for you. But one of the great things that you can do with that home equity is to pay off some of those other debts that you may have lingering out there. Guys, I hope that information was helpful. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions.